Hi, today we will come back to flashing Game&Watch. The reason for that, as you may know, I did a couple of videos already on flashing both Mario and Zelda with custom firmware, also dual boots, so original firmware plus custom firmware. I'll link this, I'll put the links in the description. But the reason I'm doing the new one is that I switched from Raspberry Pi to just Linux, and I'll share the image in the description so that you can use it. It's ready to go. You can use it, just run it in VMware or something, and it will work for you. But what you'll also need is this stlink debugger or whatever it is device. This is a clone, obviously. They are very cheap. I bought it on Amazon, like €10 or something. I'll put the link in the description again. Feel free to use it. They work perfectly fine. If you have original stlink v2, that's even better. Feel free to use it. Yeah, you'll need to connect these 3 wires as well. So this is, I just made this 3 wires, one end tinned because we'll be soldering that to the debug port, and I'll show you that in a minute. And the other side connects to right here. I'm not sure if this will focus or not. Try that. So we have SWDIO, ground, SW clock. Don't connect anything to 3.3 or 5 volts. Don't connect anything there. So it just goes to right here, and that's it. It's ready to go. We need to solder this to the debug port, and I'll do that and come back. I'll come back with the cover, without the cover, so we can see the whole board. To remove this cover, just 4 screws, and it will come off very easily. The reason I have it connected to the USB because the battery is dead in this one, so it needs to charge for a while. But anyway, so the reason I switched to Linux is that it's faster, a lot faster. It's compiling a lot faster, and it's a VM, so I can just do it anywhere I want. I don't have to carry the Raspberry Pi setup and all that. So again, this is Mario. The procedure is pretty much exactly the same for Zelda. I may do Zelda video if I have Zelda, but I don't have one at the moment. So again, this is Mario. I'll put the commands for Zelda in the description as well. Okay, so that being said, I'll come back when the device is ready to be flashed with this soldered to the debug port. Okay, so the device is disassembled. I've soldered in the wires. The battery is disconnected. Make sure you disconnect the battery before you start doing anything. I have my stlink clone connected as well. Let me show you the pinout on this device. So here's a diagram from a site that I will link in the description. Very good description, or very good kind of manual on how do all this. But the diagram is useful. So on the left hand side here you have original or genuine stlink. I'm using a clone, obviously, so it won't apply. The left hand side won't apply because this is a clone, completely different pinout, different device. So we won't be using that. If you have original genuine stlink v2, then yes, you can use that and it'll work. In my case, the red device here is Mario, the green one is Zelda. In our case, we'll be connecting 3 signals, so SWDIO, GND, ground, and SWCLK, clock. We won't be connecting VT ref. This is a voltage or power. The clone device only provides 3.3 volts and 5 volts as far as I remember, but the device needs, I think, requires 1.8 volts, so you will fry the device if you connect power. We don't need that. We'll be powering the device from USB-C, so we don't need that. So we'll only be connecting SWDIO, ground, and SWCLK. The colors on this diagram don't match my colors, my wire colors, obviously. In my case, SWDIO is, what is it, orange, ground is yellow, and green is SW clock. So again, connect or wire it based on these two diagrams, depending if you have Mario or Zelda. Zelda essentially is the same, it just has two additional pins, which I have no idea what they are. But anyway, so that's how you need to connect that. Again, we'll be powering the device from USB-C, so I'll connect my stlink to USB port. I'll flip the device so that you can see what I'm doing. Be careful with this power button. It will come off very easily. I'll connect the power and power it on. And again, the button is there. So you need to be on the clock screen, so just press time and that's it. Now let me share my terminal screen. So again, this is my VM, and again I'll share the image so that you can use it. So we are in Game&Watch directory here, and we need to change to Game&Watch backup. Now I'll clear the screen again, and in this directory you have a few, 5 to be precise, scripts that we will be using. So let's start with the first one, with sanity checks. So what you do, you just type what you see on the screen, and I'll paste all the commands that I'm using in the description. And then we are using stlink, and our device is Mario. So all looks good. We can continue. So now we will run second script, backup, and again our device is stlink, and our debugger is stlink, and the device is Mario. If you have Zelda, just change to Zelda in each of these commands. But again, our device is Mario. Make sure Game&Watch is turned on and in the time screen, which it is, and press enter. So the device, the screen will go off. It will take a few minutes, as you can see, and once it's done, we should have our backups in backups directory. So everything looks good, as you can see. We can check backups directory. So we should have 2 files: flash backup Mario. If it's Mario, it'll be Zelda if it's Zelda, and ITCM backup Mario. So that's done. So let's clear the screen again, and let's run backup internal flash. So let's try that, and again stlink Mario. And we'll continue. Okay, this is a very important part. So before we continue, we need to disconnect power. Actually, I'll disconnect power from my USB bank because it's easier. I don't want to flip the device again. So I'll reconnect the power again. Sorry. Just do whatever it says on the screen. Now we need to press and hold power, and again that button is gone. There it is. So press and hold, the screen will turn blue, and now with your other hand press return. There you go, we are done. So now if we check backups, we should have third file, which I think it's this one. So but after this script, you should have 3 backup files, and make sure you have this backed up somewhere. So copy those somewhere. safe, because these are the files that you need in case something goes wrong. So that's done. Let's unlock the device now. So I'll clear the screen again, and we need to run fourth script number 4, which is unlock the device. And again, our debugger is stlink, and the device is Mario. The screen, as you can see, went off again. And that's done. So again, just do whatever it says, power cycle the device, so unplug the USB-C either from the device or wherever you have it connected to. And then last script, restore. And again, our debugger is stlink and the device is Mario. So after this step, you should have your original firmware, so everything should be stock as it was. The only difference will be that your device will be unlocked, so you can flash custom firmware. So as you can see, that's done. Let's power cycle the device again, just to be sure. And let's try and power it up. If I can only press that button there. So as you can see, it's working. We have all the games. So that's done. This part is done. What I need to do now I have to unplug this actually. What I'll do now, I'll go ahead and replace the chip. So I'll install a 64 megabyte chip. And again, let me just remove that and I'll disconnect it from the computer. So again, we will be replacing this chip with 64 megabyte chip. I'll link the video, and you have that video in the description. I have 2 videos that I did both on Mario and Zelda, and you can see how I replaced this chip. I essentially used the low melt solder, get rid of the chip, clean the pads, and put the new chip and solder it back on. So again, have a look at my other videos. There's no point in doing it for the 3rd time in this video. So I'll come back once it's done. Okay, so we've got our chip soldered in right here. The device is powered on, connected. Oh, sorry, the USB-C power is connected. The dongle is connected back to the computer. So let me share the terminal window again. So we left here in the Game&Watch backup directory. So now we need to patch the original firmware, because original firmware will not work with 64 megabyte chip. So we'll have to patch it. And to do that, we'll just go back to Game&Watch patch directory. So there's several files here, but we need to copy our backup, 2 backup files to this directory. So we need to copy from backups directory, we need to copy flash to this directory, sorry. So just copy the flash backup mario.bin to this directory. If you have Zelda, it will be flash backup Zelda. And then the other file that we need to copy is internal flash. So make sure you have those 2 files here. Now I'll clear the screen again. So again, this is to patch the original firmware. So once we do that, once we flash that patched firmware to our Game&Watch, the Game&Watch should start as usual as a stock device. So we are not flashing RetroGo or any custom firmware yet. We are just flashing original firmware. So And to do that, you just do make patch params, and again I'll have that all these commands in the description. Device equals Mario. If you have Zelda, that will be Zelda, obviously. We need to include large flash parameter. Our adapter is stlink and flash underscore patched. So as far as I remember, we need to press and hold power on the Game&Watch. How do I do that? I'll try and do it like that. So, and okay, let's try it again. No. Oh, yeah. Actually, it would be a good idea to do make clean first, and then let's run the command again. Now I'll try to press and hold and hit enter. Something's not right. Okay, so I checked everything. I disconnected this and connected it back in. I power cycled it, so removed power. So let's try it again. I don't know what the problem was, but again, let's do the command again. Press and hold power. There you go. It works. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the problem was. Maybe it was, I don't know, something with the VM. I don't know. All I did is just disconnect the debug thing. Let's power cycle it again and power it back on. Oh, it works. So apparently it works. So we will do time, and all the games are back on. Perfect. So that's what we wanted. Let me just remove the terminal window so that you can see. So as you can see, everything works. Let's yeah. So the games are in. So again, I think it may it was either this, the cables kind of got loose or something, or the USB dongle, but anyway, it works. So our power cycle the device again, so I just unplugged the USB-C, plugged it back in. So now we essentially have a stock device with 64 megabyte of useless flash. So now is the point where we'll start, well, when we'll do flash the RetroGo or our emulators. So let's create a screen. Let's go back to Game&Watch, and in this directory you'll have Game&Watch RetroGo directory. This one here. Not sure if you can see, I'm highlighting it. So let's change it to that directory, Game&Watch RetroGo. Now in this directory you have one very important directory, ROMs. So if you do CD-ROMs and do ls, and I already put some ROMs here, so let's see what we have in NES. So we have quite a lot of ROMs. And I also have, as you can see here, I also have the images or artwork for coverflow. So let me show you. I have on this image that again I will share. I have these RetroGo covers. So this came from this directory. Has covers from several systems, including NES, PC Engine, Master System, Game Boy, and all that. Unfortunately, as far as I know, for our Game&Watch, we need to have the artwork in the directory where ROMs are and with the same name. So for example, for Tetris 2 ROM, we need tetris2.png or JPEG, I think will work as well. But these covers from RetroGo are all in PNG. Unfortunately, they are not. So let's go back to go to NES and see. So how they kind of sorted this is they created those files with CRC32 checksum, I think. So these are not names of your actual ROMs. This is CRC checksum. So it's not easy. You could do it manually, go through all of them and try and find them, but that would be a nightmare. So what I did, if you go back to there, so in Game&Watch, you have a scripts directory. So this is a very simple script that I did that will go through your ROMs directory in Game&Watch RetroGo and will calculate checksum or CRC checksum and match those with the files in here in the RetroGo covers. As an example, let's have a look at PC Engine. So what you do is to make covers and then PCE. So that's the directory name. Let me scroll back. So where your ROMs are. So PC Engine is here. So I have PC Engine ROMs in here, right here. Trying to highlight this, and that's all you do. So just make covers, PCE. This will take some time, and you're done. If you get nothing, that means all your ROMs, all the artwork for all your ROMs has been found and copied to the right place. I'll show you NES. I think in NES I have a few missing. So NES is will take a little bit longer. First of all, I have more NES ROMs than PC Engine, but the NES checksum is calculated from only part of the file of the ROM. So they are skipping, I think, 16 bytes at the beginning. So anyway, I have to copy these files and have a look at the script. It just kind of copies the file without skipping those 16 bytes or 64, I can't remember. So it will take longer, but works exactly the same. So just run it, and you can run it multiple times. You will just overwrite these files, and that's all. There you go. So this clearly, the cover has not been found. Might be two reasons. Either I have a ROM that's slightly different than what RetroGo community has used, or it's just no ROM, no artwork for this. So again, if you have missing files here, if you have this kind of message here from that script, just you have to find it manually and put this your artwork in the ROMs directory. So if you can find artwork for this, it would have to be Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 .png, and it needs to go to that ROMs directory and NES. So wherever your ROM is, it has to be the same name with PNG. You have to do it manually. I think there's just a few missing here in NES. As you can see, it takes a lot longer because, again, as I said, there you go, another one with the missing cover. So this won't just show up. I will flash this because I don't have time, to go and look for this. So I will flash this without those covers. It will work. The ROM will work, hopefully, but again, it won't have the artwork. But I don't care, honestly. So that's essentially how you do it. I'll stop this because it takes a lot of time. So again, this is the script that I did to help you, with the artwork. So we'll go back to Game&Watch RetroGo. I'll clear the screen, and again, you need to have this ROMs directory with your own ROMs. You need to own this, by the way. So yeah. So what we'll do now, we'll compile the RetroGo image and flash it to our Game&Watch device. So let me clear the screen and we'll go through that. Okay, so in this directory you need to run, first of all, I'll clear this off. So first of all, we need to do make clean, just to remove all the remains of previous builds. Then we need to do make romdef, as far as I remember. So that will essentially configure the ROMs. This may take slightly longer in your case because I did that already, so it was pretty fast. So again, you'll have all these commands in the description. And now we need to build the image of the flash. And to do that, you run this command. And I'll try to explain as much as I can. So make coverflow equals 1. This will build the image with coverflow. If you don't include that, you won't have coverflow and artwork and all that. Our Game&Watch target is Mario, right here. Mario. If you have Zelda, it will be Zelda. External flash size is 63. Now, we are flashing kind of dual boot, so we want to have original firmware plus RetroGo and all the emulators. Original firmware in Mario Mario came with 1 megabyte flash. So we have 64 megabyte flash now. So the original firmware already takes 1 megabyte in this flash. So we only have 63 megabytes left. And we need to flash our new or RetroGo with emulators at an offset so that we don't overwrite the original firmware. So the offset here, this here, is just 1 megabyte, 1024 by 1024. Because again, original Mario firmware comes on 1 megabyte flash. Now, if you have Zelda, everything will be the same except Zelda here. So target is Zelda. External flash size will be 60 because Zelda comes with 4 megabyte flash. So original firmware takes 4 megabytes. So we have 64 megabyte flash chip, but original Zelda firmware would take 4 megabytes out of this, so it'll be 60 megabytes. And then offset will be 4 times 1024 times 1024, so 4 megabytes essentially. I will do Zelda. I think I will do another video on Zelda, so you'll have exact commands for Zelda. But yeah, I'll also include the commands for Zelda in the description. So if you have Zelda, don't worry, everything is the same. It's just few parameters here and there are different. So we'll run that. It will take some time, depending on how many ROMs you have. It will take some time. So I'll be back when it's done. By the way, it won't flash. I'll just leave it as it is because so this is building the image, but then it will try to flash the image. But to flash the image, we need to present hold power. I don't want to present hold power for several minutes, so this will fail. I'll come back when it's done, and then we'll just run the command again. It won't build the image again. The image will be ready there, so it will take a few seconds. So I'll be back when this is done. Okay, so this is done. Now I'll prepare my command again. So exact same command, and I'll flip the Game&Watch so that you can see what's going on the screen. And yeah, that power button is really annoying. Okay, hopefully you can see something. So now what you need to do, you need to press and hold power, and like that, and hit enter. And you need to hold power button until you see something on the screen, the flasher application. So what it does, it's flashing the small kind of application that will flash the whole image. There you go. So let me remove that terminal window. So as you can see, this is the flashing application. It will flash it in several steps. So as you can see, it's step number 1 out of 63. So this will take quite a long time. What it does, it just doesn't flash the whole thing in one go. It splits it in chunks, 63 chunks or something like that. It copies the thing from your computer to RAM, and then it flashes it from RAM to the flash. And again, it does it in 63 steps. So I'll leave it and I'll come back when it's done. It will take quite a lot of time, so be patient. Okay, so we are at chunk 62. As you can see, let me bring back the terminal window. Yeah, 62 out of 63. We are almost done. Let's wait a few more seconds and we should be good. Okay, we are done. So let me remove the terminal window again. I'll disconnect power first. So disconnecting USB, disconnecting the stlink. So I'll connect the power back on, and again power button is gone again. Let me try. There we go. So original firmware. Let's check if it works. Everything works. So there you go. Clearly it works. Now again, this is the original firmware. So to get to the retro go, you just press game and left. And for some reason it's flipped. So let me. How do I do that? I think it's settings. Nope. Let's reset settings here. There. Am I at reset settings? Yeah. And yes. Still. How do I do this? Why is it the other way around? Let me try that again. So, game. Reset settings. Yes. Okay, I don't know what the problem is. Okay, let me try something. Actually, this menu is in correct orientation, right? Oh, are we back at the... Yeah, we are back. Good. So I think reset settings works. So as you can see, we have all the games. We have Game Boy Color, Master System, Game&Watch, and everything. So let's just try Contra, because why not? There we go. Let's start the game. New game. I realized the focus is pretty bad. Unfortunately, it's my camera. Can't do much. As you can see, oh, here, there's some sounds coming off. There we go. Good old Contra. Okay, so again, this is Game&Watch. What I'll do now, I'll disconnect. Yeah, that's what I was dealing with. This is very annoying. Make sure you don't lose it. So I'll disconnect USB-C. For some reason, this is very... Oh, there. No, it's probably my cable. Anyway, so what I'll do, I'll desolder this. I'll put the battery back on, and I'll put the power button. Actually, I'll put it right here. No, it goes the other way around. And then put the back cover, and it's done. Again, all the commands will be in the description. I'll share the image that I'm using. Everything is there. It's ready to go. You just put your own ROMs. I obviously won't include my own ROMs. So put your own ROMs. Run the script to generate artwork, and you'll be good. I'll do another video. I was just notified that one of my customers wants me to do Zelda, so I'll do another video on Zelda. Exact same process. It's just Zelda, so the pinout is slightly different, and some of the parameters in the commands are slightly different. But yeah, apart from that, it's all the same. So thank you very much. Please subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll do Zelda next.